Hello. Welcome to the podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I don't have any outline. I think this is in such alignment with the energies of the month. I am recording this during the season of Aquarius, and I'm feeling like, we are celebrating being bold and just doing things our own way and just not following the rules. By the way, you can definitely check out the other episode I covered about Aquarius energies and exactly what it is and how it can help you. I'm not gonna lie, that was a very challenging episode because I find it's not that easy to contain the Aquarius energy. But I do believe this is probably gonna be a lifetime of attunement, but I think it's a decent job. You'll be able to get so much more from it by just approaching that episode in open mind. Anyways, why am I doing a shameless plug in another episode? Let's just stay focused, okay? Today I want to talk about something entirely different. I'm going to talk about the tarot. Like, what? I'm telling you, I am all over the place lately, and we are celebrating this because we're not robots. I think it's a perfect reflection of life. Life doesn't always go in that perfect linear motion that we often think about when we are kids. Oh, Lord. I really, I think almost all of us, we thought like, and I think it's just the way most of us are brought up too, right? The way the system is set up. We go to school, we learn very early, from an early age. Some of us start school at 5, 6, right? To conform, follow the rules, and do all that stuff. And then work hard, study for the tests, have an A plus at every single test, be the best in class. So I think we tend to approach life thinking, great, I'm gonna go to university, I'm gonna pick that major that gonna guarantees me a lot of, money, aka security, and then you jump into real life and you realize that this illusion of security is just that, it's an illusion. And you can't, like, this is the essence of life pretty much. There is always going to be a certain element of uncertainty, and I think that us humans, we don't like uncertainty, which is kind of ironic because our soul came here for that, for this. From our soul's perspective, this entire life, this entire human experience is a hell of an adventure. But from our body consciousness, we are not that open minded. It's almost like we are being the buzzkill, totally making life harder for our soul to live, its wildest dream. But it's not entirely our fault, right? It's that inner voice that we have inside. I'm also going to talk about more of that. But for today, I wanted to talk because I've been trying to simplify things, and I wanted to make things very, very practical. This is a major mission statement of my platform. It's very important for me to make spirituality practical. Yes, sometimes it gets the best of me. I will go down a more, philosophical conversation and stuff like that. I think these are very important because it, they shake things up a little bit, and then they light up a part of our brain, and next thing you know, they just lit up something inside of us. So they light up something inside of us. So I think they're very important. But I do believe that rooting things, grounding things in tangible real life practices is something that is very important, which brings me to, my goodness, that was a hell of an introduction. Which brings me to today's highlight. I want to talk about the tarot card. The tarot, I feel like it's either a you hate it or you love it type of thing. I think we don't have to make it so complicated. The tarot can be a lot. The tarot can actually be whatever you want them to be. But I want us to talk about it today as a tool, a simple tool. Now, there's a lot of history behind the tarot. It's also deeply linked. It's also linked with the Kabbalah in a way. So many people don't fully accept that, but there's a lot of researches that are being done showing that, and how, it's like codes, right? The cards were used at a time where spirituality wasn't really so acceptable, and it would kind of use as a time to as a way to maintain the knowledge without losing it. But today we're just gonna use it as you don't need to be a scholar to use the tarot. I'm recording this because also I feel like the tarot are getting really, really popular, some people, but they can also feel overwhelming. Now, I just wanted to let you know that you can actually use them as a simple tool in your daily practice, hand in hand with journaling. So, one way we could use the tarot is by pulling a card every day. Pulling a card every day, like I do genuinely believe, as if you're new here, you should know that I'm all about energy. Like everything is energy all around us. There's a massive, like we're all connected through like energetic, you know, field and stuff like that. We can't see them, so we're not thinking about it, but in that same way I do believe that it reflects on the tarot, and which is why I do believe that the tarot is reflecting back your consciousness to you in some level, and sometimes delivering messages from, again, the universe, right? It could be from the creator, from the light, from however you want to call the divine intelligence. So this is one simple way you could use the tarot every day. I like to journal with them. Whereas, let's say I'm journaling, sometimes I will pull a card as part of my morning routine. Let's say while I'm in the after I do my morning routine is such a serious practice, by the way. Not serious as in stressful, but serious as in I care about it so much, and I do it. It's so simple, but I do it wherever I am. Whether I'm traveling, I still do a component or a version of it, but I never let it stress me out. I make sure it's fun. So, example, my morning routine, I get in a part of it, right? Let's say the more like the I light up a candle, I play some music, sometimes it's consciousness, and then I step in the shower, it's dark, it's just candle lit, and I'm focusing on the water, and I'm trying to like turn it into like a meditation, like a meditative state. And then after that, of course, I will always light up Palo Santo, and I make sure I light up some I make sure I bring some of that Palo Santo smell inside of the shower so it could elevate the water meditation that I'm doing there. And then after that, shortly after, I like to pull a card while, still fresh in the morning, and seeing, what's some special energy that, like a theme that my consciousness or, the world wants to reflect back to me. And I will pull a card, and then I'll not meditate that much, but more reflect on the card. And then I will have that card, the message, in my mind throughout the day. So this is what we're gonna do today. I am gonna pull a card for this episode. I think it's just like a great little way to, to honor the card. I love my cards so much, it's not even funny. So I have two sets of cards. I do have the regular Rider-Waite, a full deck, and then I also have another pick, which is only 22, the 22 major arcanas. So now the major arcanas are seen as a major life theme, again, because everything is connected. They are also a representation of the 12 zodiac sign along with the 10 planet. I think it's just so fascinating once you like dive into this. So I like to pull sometimes I pull just one card from one deck. Sometimes I pull a card from each deck. So today I think I'm going to pull a card from each deck. So let's pull up a card from the full deck, right? I'm literally doing this live. Often I do it beforehand, but like I said, we are we are just okay, wow. All right. This is perfect. I actually have two cards that just like wanted to come out. I only was planning to do one, but just two cards. I do have Ace of Swords and also Five of Pentacles. So Ace of Swords. Now, this is where if you find the meaning of the cards a bit challenging and you don't really feel comfortable with that, I recommend you could just pull out just the 22 major arcanas, because I feel like it's easier, they speak to you easier that way. You don't need to know that many knowledge. So if you want to start, you could just pull the 22 major arcana cards. I will tell you what they are. I don't have my cards in order right now, so again, we didn't plan this video. So just so that you know, they are the Justice card, the Death card, the Emperor, the Judgment card, the World, the Sun, Wheel of Fortune, the Tower, the Empress, the Hierophant, the Chariot, Strength, Temperance, the Devil. Again, don't be scared about the Devil because it's actually one of my favorite cards. The Magician, the High Priestess, the Fool, the Hermit, which is actually Virgo. By the way, the Hermit is represent the Virgo astrological sign, astrological energy, one of the 12 sign. And we have the Hangman, the Lovers, the Star, and the Moon. So you could start with that, just these 22 cards. I think it's easier. They will speak to you even if you don't know anything about the tarot card. So the first two cards that actually I didn't pull, they literally just fell because they wanted to be the light from them wanted to be revealed today, I guess. The first one is Ace of Swords and the second one is Five of Pentacles. I think there is a message here that someone needs to hear that message. The collective needs to hear that message. Whoever click on this episode needs to hear that message. Ace of Swords, which is literally, the swords represents air, right? It's the mind, it's the intellectual, it's the intellect, it's the mind, it's Mercury, it's the, that's that energy that it's giving. Ace of Swords is, it's literally the seed level. It's the first card, it's the seed level. So there is like, that gives me the feeling that there is a certain idea. Either there's that idea, that seed that is trying to be, that you're not letting yourself plant, or there is a certain seed in the air. And at the same time, we do have Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is often, the Five of Pentacles, people get taken aback by that card because it's a lady that is, the scene is, it's winter, there's snow on the ground, and there's two homeless people, one lady, one older lady who's walking in the snow barefoot, and there's another handicap who's walking with crutches. None of them have shoes. You could tell it's hard, and their face is not necessarily the happiest face. You can tell they're struggling. But one thing, so this card literally, because the Pentacles is the card of resources, finances, the home, but resources, right? And five, which tends to indicate the middle point where sometimes we experience struggles in life. But one thing that people often miss about that card is that these two homeless people that are struggling, because obviously there is a lack of money, a lack of resources, a lack of financial resources. They don't have a home. But also we can't forget that they are literally right behind them is the window of a church. How do we know it's the window of a church? It has that very classic glass tinted window that you would only mostly see from the churches or this sort of, type of institution where you can go in and ask for help. So this is the thing. Sometimes we are so caught up into our challenges and our dark times that we don't realize that there is always a solution. And I think if only we lift our head up a little bit, sometimes we need to let go of our ego. Sometimes we need to open up our vessel so we are ready, open for help, open for like the creator, open for the light to guide us, open for the universe to guide us. And I think it's so beautiful how this card literally fell right with the Ace of Swords, because the Ace of Swords is it's a new beginning, it's a new idea, it's opportunity, like it's literally infinite possibilities all from that beginning seed level, right? But we need to let ourselves open up to the possibilities, so that we can be shown the way, because everything that we need is already there. We just have to be able to open up and create the vessel so it can enter our field. So I really do believe that this is really powerful. Again, this is a card pull that I did because I just felt like someone needed to hear that. I know, which is 2026, a lot of people are struggling with feeling like there's not enough money, that that the times are hard or tough, and that's a feeling that's been persisting, I would say, well, for many people for a few years, but especially picked up full steam in 2025, and then 2026 we're just getting started, and people are just, so many of us can feel like, oh my goodness, what is going on. I don't like to use fear. I'm not a fear monger. I absolutely do not. This is why I'm very careful about news and stuff like that. um However, I do want to let everyone know that 2026 is going to be a year of things. You, if you ever thought you were in a circus before, well, wait for it. 2026 will absolutely be a year where you feel like you've gotten a first row seat at the circus, because things are going to be like, what is going on? Things are going to be moving fast. Things are going to be, but at the same time, it's very important for us not to despair. It's very important for us not to lose hope. As we can see with the card, the Five of Pentacles, these two homeless people have totally lost hope. They're in despair mode, but they have not realized that they are walking right in front of a church. So there is hope, there is a remedy here. They can enter the church and ask for help. Now, I'm saying church, I'm not saying that from a religious point of view. I'm just saying they can enter that institution where it is actually acceptable to enter and ask for help, you know. And at the same time, the fact that that card came with the Ace of Swords, it's always showing us that there is always a solution, and we're not doing this life, this simulation, by ourselves, right? But at some point we need to surrender and believe in the highest power, instead of thinking we're going to fix this, because you have to realize that our our five senses are extremely limited. So we're doing life, you know, it's almost like, you know, when you're standing right in front of the wall, like the wall is literally touching your forehead, you don't have the whole picture, you know what I mean? But like, if I'm way back and I'm shouting and I'm telling you, go, keep walking on the left, there's a door here, you can, like, you know, you'll be able to exit, keep going, because I can see the whole picture, you know, or like your friend can see the whole picture, or like someone can see the whole picture. The point is, oftentimes we're doing life and we're stubborn, we are right in front of the wall, but we keep on pushing, and we lose hope because obviously the world doesn't give. But at a lot of time, we need to really understand that we need to be able to know when to step back, know when to just surrender, know when to be open for different perspective, and then know that like we are not doing this life alone, and then there is a greatest power that is there with us. But at some time we cannot just be stubborn, because again, we need to give space, you know, for help to come. We, if we know better, then no one is gonna, you know, that friend who just knows better than everyone, then obviously you don't want to like share your opinions or say anything, because they always have that, you know, they're so egocentric where they think they know better than everyone else, you know. So at the same time, we want to be humble, we want to stay grounded. So this is one way you can use the tarot. I feel like it's a nice way to kind of get yourself out of your mind, out of your head. Like I said, if you want to get yourself a set of tarot, you can just remove the 22 cards that I literally named earlier. They're called the major arcana because they represent major life themes. And every day you can pull out one, and then honestly, even if you don't know anything about tarot, just watching the card themselves, it just, the major arcana especially, they tell you a lot. And that way you can use them as a way to journal, and then another tool to keep yourself grounded in this year and in the foreseeable season. On that note, you can also take a tarot reading with me if you're going to like anything in particular in life and you feel like you could use like an extra, you know, set of guidance. I'm here for that. All the links are down below. And my loves, don't forget to watch out the monthly energy of the, you know, the energies of the month. I'm having so much fun recording these, and I started at the Scorpio energy of the month, and then there's the Scorpio one, there's the Sagittarius. No, I'm not forgetting my Sagittarius, and there is the Capricorn, and now I'm about to go and record the Aquarius one. So stay tuned, and I will see you in the next one, and keep shining bright like a diamond, my love.